hold on one second. Tell me. Right? Oh, okay. Nice, nice. Gunnar, my oldest, has just got back from watching Captain or Civil War, Avengers Civil War. So
Oh,
he's all excited about the new Black Panther movie. He was a little disappointed in Civil War. I haven't seen it myself yet, and I need to see some of the other movies that Tom has set up before I go. But he went and saw it with his friend. So anyway, we're here to talk about the post game interview uh, with Mike interviewing me about the Battle Royale Super Bowl, where what did you say? You said you dog. I did not deserve to win that game. It was a comeback for the ages.
it was.
Let's, let's look at the box score. Harold, let me share my screen. So basically, the situation was this: Joe, he had gotten some fortunate rolls. I'll say that, and so did I. But he at the half, it was a 10-7 Jersey lead. I missed a couple of field goals, longer distance field goals, but still, one I didn't. I got the additional yardage, so I didn't even show up on the field goal chart. And the other one, I was right on the edge, and it was 2 through 6 and 12, and I rolled a 7 or something like that. So that's the setup. Then in the third quarter, Joe gets another field goal. I get a field goal back to get it back to a 10-point lead, but there was what was it? It was a turnover. Either I threw a pick or fumbled the ball somewhere in that fourth quarter. And wait a minute. Okay, so he got a 50-yard field goal or kickoff return. That wasn't it. Gosh, no, that was my kickoff return. I turned the ball over. He got a touchdown, and he went up 14 points, 7:48 to go in the game. Right? And on his touchdown, I had forced a fumble that he was able to pick up and take it in. So so that could have been a changing point right there if I would have stopped the touchdown drive. But anyway, the majority of the game, as Joe usually does, he was calling a ton of pass. He would mix in a run once in a while, but a ton of pass, double teaming Gronk, double teaming Sanu or one of the other receivers, double teaming Lynch, which is pretty much what I had a feeling that he would do during the game. So I said, fuck it, I'm just going to run a ton. I knew that Lynch was due to hit one of those big runs. He did hit a 33-yard run, which helped me get close quickly, and I got a touchdown with 3:18 to go. And then I had to get a stop. I barely stopped him. He had a 3 on that. Did you notice that? On that on that third down run to Jonathan Stewart?
Yeah.
It was +5. It was 3rd and 7. It was +5 on his card, but it was a 3 on the white die. So if he had gotten his short game there, that would have been game over. So very fortunate.
It was a 1 out of 6 chance he didn't get the first down, and I mentioned it in the replay.
Oh, wow.
So every single roll, other than a 4, the last die was a 4, which was a 1. No, it was 5. Every other roll was a first down.
Yes, except for the 6 or whatever he got.
Right.
He got like a 10, and it was +5.
Right.
So I was like, okay, good. At least I'm going to get a chance. I was hoping for a contain. I should have called run to take away some more chances, but I was worried about a flat pass to Smith. If I call run there and he throws a flat, I'm screwed. So I went with a pass call and hoped that contain would keep things in check. So I get the ball back. I'm like, 82 yards away. I started on my own 18 or something like that.
Yeah, bring up the ball possession.
Okay, hold on. So reports, game, ball possession. Okay, that's a good point. So I get the ball back, starting on my own 18.
Yeah, 8 plays, right?
8 plays, 82 yards. One of them was an off-tackle run.
You got the 8 in the bracket.
Right, so that went for 18.
Yeah, 33.
And then I had a really good call. Yeah, I got the 33-yard by run by Lynch there, and then I had a pretty decent call, I think, because after all the runs, I had a feeling he would switch to a run call, and I threw it to Green and picked up 15 on Carson Palmer's 7 number.
7 roll, yeah, which would have been incomplete.
Right. That took me down to the 6, and then I pounded it in from there.
No, that was the one where you got to the 12. You do short, you hit a 12-yard pass.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So I got a 12-yard pass. I think it might have been on 12 on 12. But
yeah, the possession that I wanted to just go back to was the fumble where you fumbled, and then the next play he threw a pick.
Oh yeah, I was a low percentage pick, like 2-3 pick.
2-3 pick. That was in the second quarter, though.
That was huge. That was huge.
Yeah.
The missed field goals was huge. The kickoff returns too. Like after that touchdown, when he got the ball in overtime, first of all, after my first touchdown, he returned it deep in the end zone for 40 yards. Right. And then the kickoff in overtime, he was deep in the end zone and took it out 44 yards.
Right. So he had 2 40s and a 44.
Right. Those were pretty big.
And then you hit your 2 roll, you get a 32.
Right. I'll take it. Better than nothing.
No, but with the 50 sitting there at 7 and 8, and you get 2 roll, in the announcement I said, that's a terrible kickoff return card. With 2, you expect more than 32.
Right, but when you're building these teams, you can't have everything.
No.
And so I went for the more higher yardage card than the touchdown on 2.
Right.
So he was a pretty good returner for me this year, but man, when you're down 14 with 7 minutes left, you're usually dead.
Another key was the 37-yard return on the next punt.
Yes, that's what really helped me, because after I stopped him on that 3rd and 7 run for 5 yards, then he punted, and instead of having to go with the full field, Travis Benjamin got it, took it back to midfield with that 37-yard punt return.
Hey, on my screen, he rolled an 11 roll, which looked like plus 26.
Oh, really?
Yeah. On my replay, go.
Oh, because I clicked it real quick. I was trying to click.
Oh.
I do this thing. This is like my superstition. Like I was trying to click the blocked punt. So I'm like,
oh, right.
Please go on block, please go on block, please go on block, and I'm clicking, and then that hit on the return. But you can see the dice roll with the real dice roll.
So of course I'm announcing, and I'm like, 26-yard punt, 37-yard return, and then I look in the play-by-play, I see 47.
Right, because I was clicking that 12, trying to voodoo him into block and having the punt blocked. It's
stupid. Funny. That's funny.
Yeah. That's one of my little things that I do. So it doesn't ever work, but it makes me feel like I'm contributing to the play. So man, what a game! Game!
Yeah, and then you hit basically everything you needed. On that last drive, the runs. You'd miss one run, but then you'd get what you needed, and then you were hitting some passes. Carson Palmer hit so many clutch short passes today.
And he had a bad game up until that point. He was like less than 100 yards, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think at one point he was 7 for 17.
Yeah,
and he ended 13 for 25.
Right. So he hit some big throws there in the end.
I had a couple questions I wanted to ask you.
Tell me.
Why were you running at the 6D end like the entire first half?
Okay, so when I was scouting his game, I noticed that he was always dropping the linebacker on the 4 side. So I should have switched it up, but I had that in my game plan to run, to have my 6 blocking back in the game and run at that side. I should have mixed it up more, but then once I did started to mix it up, then he would go one side block the 4, one side block the 6. And I should have ran a few more draws, but I was worried that if I did call draws, he would start calling more run. So
yeah, no, you couldn't call draw, because he was calling some run. Right. Turbin almost killed you with a draw in overtime, the -2.
Yes.
I saw that. I said, "Oh my gosh, that might be the drive stopper right there."
But then did I run an end run with Lynch after that, or did I hit a throw?
I think you hit a throw to get the
Okay,
first down, and I think that pretty much ended it, put you in field goal range.
that was huge. But
Yeah.
man, just after a first half of frustration where I had two 3-and-outs and then a two play drive that ended in a fumble. I got the pick back right after that. This game easily could have gotten out of hand. Joe has his method with that team where he can call pass and double team two guys, with one with a linebacker, one with a free safety, and it is really tough to move the ball if you try to pass it. And even if you run it, you're running into his sixes.
Right, on the D line.
Right, or you're just rolling on his card, which is just not going to get you many points or many yards.
Yeah, and he can protect the 4.
Yes.
On the D line.
So did you think that on those field goals, should I have gone for it on those plays? One was 4th and 10.
Well, I must admit, on the one, I'm looking in the thing. All right, see the middle one there, the 33, the second missed field goal? I couldn't believe he threw on 3rd and 10. No, the bottom, go down.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Your second missed field goal.
Right.
Yeah, that one. I couldn't bleave he threw on 3rd and 10 there.
Should have ran it, huh?
Well, I mean, it was just, 3rd and 10, you're looking at, what is he, 16 out of 36,
right.
Even I'm going, I mean, even if you get that, it's not like you got a touchdown. You still then got to drive 23 yards.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, he definitely doesn't want to look at missing on that 7 roll. Is he 2 to 10 within 49 yards?
Yes, he is.
Oh yeah, even more reason to. I mean, if it was close, then maybe you'd say, forget it, I'm not going to run it. But I mean, that doesn't mean you don't get a 0. You know what I mean?
Right. But there were times during the game where I did run on 3rd and 10.
Yeah, you don't.
And he called run.
I know.
So
that first one.
I want that to happen.
That first one, he called run, I think, on 3rd and 10. Your first missed field goal.
Right. So that was in the back of my head. He called a good game. I'm telling you, he's a really good coach, and he's a really good defensive coach, especially.
Yeah, there were a couple times he called run. I was flabbergasted.
So let's look at the yardage. I guess I had about 70 more yards, but I was playing catch up, and he even said in our chat after the game that he should have been calling run more when he was up 14. But when you're up 14, it's so hard to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you can't do that as much as you'd like to. The main thing that beat him was Lynch started hitting his numbers.
Right.
I mean, look at Turbin, 3.7. That's not going to hurt you.
No, and his longest was only 10 yards.
I would have liked to have seen Lynch's. I kept mentioning his numbers probably on my replay. I probably mentioned what his numbers were at halftime. What
were they?
I don't know what they were. I don't remember, but I was mentioning, once in a while saying, Lynch is, 15 for 75, something like that.
Right. And he was running well, but it was just not enough. It wasn't hitting enough big numbers.
Right.
And then they finally came through. That first round pick finally paid off in the championship game. You'd love to see that.
Yeah, and then you can't, when you're watching I couldn't figure out who fumbled when he fumbled.
Yeah, it was Lynch.
Yeah, when he fumbled, I couldn't figure out who recovered it first.
Oh yeah, because I have some of the graphics toned down a little bit on the replay. But yeah. But man, what a game! Well, that was definitely worthy of a championship game, I think.
Yeah, it was incredible. I couldn't believe you got 17 points in the 4th quarter.
Amazing. You really think that you're dead there when you're down 14 with you really have to have 2 perfect possessions. You have to drive, and it's not easy to drive in this rule set. You have to drive and get a touchdown, get a stop, and then drive and get another touchdown. That's damn hard to do. And I almost ran out of time. If it wasn't for the 33-yard run from Lynch and the long Travis Benjamin punt return, it wouldn't have happened. It would have been Joe talking to you on the post-game interview, talking about his championship.
Yeah, I mean, another key was Lynch's run was out of bounds. You only had a 1 out of 3 shot. The thing was going to be out of bounds.
Is that the way it works? 1 out of 3?
It's a 2. I know. I actually don't like this about Strat. I think they should make a change. It's a 2, a 4, or a 6 rolls out of bounds.
Okay.
The problem is 2, 4, and 6. 2 of those are on the D card.
Oh, so if it's an offensive play, you only have 1 out of 3 chance to get out of bounds.
Right. So it really needs to be decoupled.
Right. Be
You
like
know
a
what I
separate
mean?
role. Right.
Right. It needs to be separate. I don't know if they've done that, but
Very good. See, Mike,
yeah.
I learned something tonight. I didn't know that. I knew it was 50%. That's why I was surprised you said it was 1 out of 3, but I didn't realize it was coupled to the white die.
Don't quote me on that,
But I
but I
think
think
that makes
that's what it
sense.
is.
That makes
I'll have to
sense.
check it.
So I'm going to go back and watch the game, but thank you for taking the time to go ahead and call it. I'm really stoked to come away with. I think this is my 4th championship um, in 7 battle royale seasons. Let me look at the website.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
I know. I mean, because there's been leagues like Autumn Wind where no matter what I do, I can't seem to get the title. And I just got my first SOMIFA title. So to have so many battle royale wins when it's a league that it's a like a tournament.
I mean, you probably had to win like 3 out of your last 4 to even get in.
Yeah. Oh, this year was especially
Yeah, this year,
unexpected.
right?
Yeah. So I thought that my team was fatally flawed, but they did just enough to come through. So yeah, the Shuriken have won 4 out of 7. Paul has won 2 out of 7, and then Tyke has won the other one. And
Yeah.
this is back-to-back Super Bowl losses for Joe, and both of them by a single score. Look at the box score from last year.
Yeah.
I guess Joe got a late touchdown to make it look closer than it was. Escondido controlled that game. But my other championships, like this one was a blowout. I had a really good team that year. This is the year that I picked last. I had Drew Brees. I got Drew Brees in the first round, and Maurice Jones-Drew in the second round, like back to back.
Right.
And St. Louis, Nathan was calling so much pass, I didn't even have to pass with Brees that much. I only passed the ball 14 times, and Maurice Jones-Drew ran it for 166.
Yeah.
And then this one was against Tom in the 83 short season. And that one I didn't have to pass it that much. The running backs, look at Tim Spencer, 164 yards. And then 2 years ago against Orange County, this time it was Ben Tate. I don't know how I won this one. I get a turnover battle I won. But that was against Rick. He's a really good coach too. I was going to say almost all of them I have a runner that gets like 150 yards or more to win the game for me. That didn't happen in this. That also happened in this game, but that's not going to happen in the 86 draft that we're doing because I still haven't picked my running back yet.
Oh my God. I just went on. I looked at the mail. Every single tight end group that I wanted just got picked. Kansas City just got picked for wide receiver.
Yeah, you wanted them as one of your wide receivers choices.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just devastated now. I pretty much have nothing. Oh, the offensive line, San Francisco, New Orleans got picked.
Right. There's a couple that are still decent. This is when I was coming down to my pick, I knew I was going to pick one of the tight end groups and one of the offensive lines. So there was 2 offensive lines I really liked, New Orleans and San Francisco. So I went with the tight end group I liked, and then picked whatever offensive line Paul left. So he picked New Orleans, left me with San Francisco.
Right.
But what did you think about? Like, I could have picked obviously the New York Jets or Oakland for the tight end group. What do you think about me picking Minnesota?
I would have taken the Giants.
You see, the thing is with the Giants, though, that the complimentary. Yes, you get the. Let me pull my notes up. You get the. You get Bavaro, who's obviously great, and he's a 6 blocker. And you get Maurice Carthon, who's a 6'5" fullback, but he can't really catch the ball. Like, let me look at Bavaro's card. I'll show you.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Carthon can't go out for a pass.
Yeah, he can't go out for a pass.
But then you can use Zeke Mowat.
Yeah, he's a good second tight end. Let me open that up.
Yeah, just put Mowat at blocking back. I mean, he's not great, but he's decent.
Right, but I liked. Let me show you why I picked Minnesota.
Mowat's 50-50.
Oh, really? That's not bad.
On a flat.
Right. So here's so with Minnesota on the blocking.
The Jordan card's awesome.
The Jordan card's incredible. Let's start there. It's maxed out.
Malarkey's good too. Not as good as Zeke Mowat though.
Yeah, but he's decent. He's also a good run blocker. So you get this Steve Jordan card, but then you get Ted Brown, and he's going to give me 12 carries, with no fumbles or low fumble chances. I
Oh, you
needed
wanted
that.
Ted Brown, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to use him as a runner. He's granted it's limited, and then
Alfred Anderson's decent.
but he's a high fumbler, so that's like
Oh,
desperation time. If I get
oh,
behind, look at his card. I can use
yeah,
him as a runner too. He's got like 14 carries or 13,
right.
and then Alan Rice, the other fullback, he can't run, but check this out. I can bring him into the game as a pass catcher. He can go deep.
I know.
So that's why I went with Minnesota. Now, New York Giants. Let me see. Look at them again. Too late now to do anything about it. But you're right. I didn't really pay attention to Zeke Moat, and he's not half bad.
Yeah, look at that.
But this guy, Carthon, can't. He can run a little bit, and he's actually got 70 carries. Not a great running card, but
Yeah,
decent guess, right?
look at that line buck wrong on second and short.
Right. That's not bad. Not bad at all. But I didn't. I figure I get that with Ted Brown too.
Yeah,
Bavaro
yeah,
has
you're
got a
right.
sick
You're right.
card.
You needed a running back. That's why.
That was really and then look at the yardage on Bavaro's card.
I know.
It's good. It's good, but
No long
especially on a
gains.
flat pass.
I mean, come on, look at that thing. You're not going to be throwing flat anyway.
Not with the quarterbacks I got left.
No, no.
Yeah, we already talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, not with the game you're
so
gonna
that's
right.
yeah. So that was had to go for, and plus you don't get Otis Anderson because he got picked with the halfback group. You know, that would have been a nice little complimentary card because he's halfback, fullback.
Right.
So maybe they're my top two. So maybe I should have gone with the New York Giants, but I just didn't like the fullbacks. I like the fullback options with the Vikings a little better.
I'm pretty devastated right now with what's left when my pick comes up. I mean, I'm looking at O-line, tight end, or wide receiver.
Yeah, these were the top three tight end groups. If I got one of these, I would have been happy.
Yeah.
Raiders, New York Giants, Minnesota. I didn't even rank anybody else because they're all pretty crappy after that.
I know. I don't know where to go with tight. I don't know what to do with my next pick because when I pick this next one, forget it. A bunch are going to go that I wanted again.
Cleveland maybe is a good tight end group because at least Newsom can go deep a little bit. Same thing with San Diego, Winslow, and Jimmy Giles, Tampa Bay. I'd look at their complementary groups to see if any of those offer anything special.
Look at that. That short Ozzie Newsom card is horrendous.
Yeah,
16.
What you remember him as?
Yeah.
He must have been hurt that year or at the end of his career.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of another one. I don't know what to do about that. And wide receivers, there's still a couple decent ones out there.
So there you go. St. Louis. Yeah, there's some decent ones. I won't give away your strategy, so let's keep this on the reel. But but this was the 1986 is going to be try to win with one of the last picked quarterbacks, one of the last picked halfbacks. So we'll see what happens.
I know. She pulled this one off.
Usually, I do good in battle royales. A really good running back, halfback that will make people call run. Now, Joe wasn't doing that. Even though I had Marshawn Lynch and Robert Turbin, the number 1, 2 runners in the set, most coaches would have called a little bit of run, and I could have thrown the ball with Palmer, but he stuck to his guns, and it was all about the pass defense.
Right. But, yeah, I know, and he was plugging that end run on the 6 there. There was one time you had a nice long run on the 6, on the end run, and you hit the 6.
I know that was a little bit stupid on my part for sure, but when you're in a game, you're in a game, you're like going full bore. You're not like totally, you can't think of everything.
Right.
But I did it. I pulled it off. I'm happy with that comeback. That has to be one of my best comebacks in one of the most high pressured games. So I'll take it.
It was incredible. I couldn't believe it. He's going to be stung with that one.
Yeah. Joe will be thinking about that one for a while.
Oh.
Mix in the run call, Joe. You can do it.
I mean,
better to be lucky than good, I guess.
You know what? There wasn't much successful double teaming today, and a couple times when you did, he hit the flat on you anyway.
Oh yeah, that was another thing to talk about. Over and over again, I was either missing the right receiver, or I would get the right receiver, and he would still complete the pass.
Right.
That was rough.
Yeah.
Exactly what he was doing. He had a great game plan too, because with the great flat passer of Alex Smith, And my 4 rated linebackers, he was going after them hard, even though the rule set dictates that maybe that's not a great strategy. He made it work really well. And he even caught me empty a couple times. He had a +20 on one flat where I was double teaming or blitzing. And I think he did that one other time with a +13 on a key 4th down play. So.
Yeah, there was one drive you were so off balance. It might have been his first drive.
Yeah, his first
down
touchdown.
7-0. Yeah, he had you so off balance. You know, you're making the calls and it's the wrong guy, and then you left the zone to open and he took advantage.
Yeah, that was beautiful. He did a good job there.
Yeah,
so
it was.
Well, you get bailed out with a 2-3 split on a pick, and you get a nice long run and a nice long punt return there at the end. I guess anything can happen.
Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. It was
unbelievable.
Incredible. I know.
Well, thanks for taking the time to call the game. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this thing, and then I'm gonna go watch it.
Yeah, it was a good learning experience, the first one. I'm a little so low key. One of the problems is you have your terminology set different than I do.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't pick up the play as quickly what it was.
Oh, you don't have the setting to use strat terms or something like that?
I know. I just went into a game just to see what the heck I have mine set to, so I can tell you what it is.
Let me look at it too. I never really paid attention to that. You know, when I started playing strat, I wasn't like I was used to any certain way.
Oh, I have used Stratomatic terminology for the plays.
Say, let me look at my options here.
So you obviously have that unchecked. So what it says for mine is when you throw a sure pass, it says sure pass.
Okay.
It doesn't say curl or whatever. So a lot of times, like mine says look in pass, mine says flat pass. I don't know what yours would say when you went into those areas.
Right.
But I couldn't figure out sometimes where the pass was going.
Oh, let me check this out. Maybe I'll start using this. I never paid attention to that rule before.
Yeah.
That option, I mean. Yeah, short pass. I see it. Yeah, you're right. It does. That does make more sense. I think I'll turn that on from now on.
Yeah.
But obviously, that didn't help you.
Yeah, so that's a good one. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, I turn off pretty much everything else.
Yeah, I don't like the sounds. Tom likes the sound. So I have these are my options. I have obviously autosave. Do not allow play animation replay or whatever.
Yeah, this was the first year I turned off. I used to like the break.
Yeah.
Break the huddle sound.
It's a good little, he likes.
Yeah, this is the first year I turned that off.
And then because of I was broadcasting and I was missing plays on the previous game, I turned on do not animate on scoreboard because I would miss the kickoff after every kickoff. So and then also, you know, I think those fumble recoveries would like animate on the scoreboard, be more clear who that got it. Now it just like it kind of freezes for a second and then you're like, oh shit, I don't have the ball anymore.
Right, so, right.
I think I was lucky too on a couple of fumble recoveries where I got the ball back. I mean, I had the one missed fumble, but I think I had another fumble that I was able to get it back. So
yeah, the first Lynch one, I think.
Yeah. So
you might have only had 2 fumbles.
Yeah, that's it. 2 fumbles, 1 Lynch loss, and 1 he kept.
You did have 3.
I did?
Yeah.
What was the other one? Oh, it was a quarterback fumble. Was it? Or was it a return fumble? Oh, was it a return?
Was it?
It was a return fumble and I got it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I do remember the fumble number coming up. So again, without the animation on the scoreboard off, it's hard to tell.
There were 4 fumbles. You both recovered 2.
Got it. Fair enough.
But, yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again.
How about that long gain he hit on you on the 3-man?
Oh, brutal. I double teamed the wrong guy. I think or I was in a run call, one of those 2.
Yeah, I think he
Julius Thomas.
The wrong guy, yeah. But yeah, that was a killer. And he didn't even score. I thought maybe he had a shot to hold up the 3 there, but he ended up getting in the end zone.
Yeah, that was a touchdown that made it a 14-point lead.
Right.
So he got the Julius Thomas 34-yard pass. He didn't get in the end zone.
Right.
I thought I could hold him. Couldn't hold him.
That was in the
he was
third.
brutal. He was ruthless going after my 4-rated defensive end over and over again, whereas I was stupidly running into a 6. So kudos to Joe for that.
Well, when you listen to my thing, you'll go, Cliff Averill once again does not make the play. But then, ironically, on the last drive, he made a play, and I said, Cliff Averill finally makes the 1 out of 3 play that he needed, that he should have been making.
And we both converted the 1 4th down we went for. If I could have stopped him on that 4th down, that would have been huge too. I think he went in to get a touchdown on that drive, or at least a field goal.
Yeah, I think on his, he threw flat. He hit the pick number, but it was a +1.
Right.
Oh,
I was like,
oh my gosh, wow. And there was another time he rolled your 3-man 9 plus 12.
Yes. 45 passes he threw, and he completed 27 of them. I could not stop his short passing game.
No.
Over and over again, he was hitting Watkins, Thomas, even Jay Stu.
He kept actually rolling his card.
Right.
And he's got a good
always
flat
on
passing card. Yeah, you're right. It felt like it was a lot. And then when he rolled the 6, he's still getting 3 yards on your card. That's not that bad.
No, it set you up, get your breaks contained, and get you closer to first down.
Right.
Well, awesome, Mike. Thanks again for calling the game.
Congratulations, incredible.
Thank you. I'm totally stoked. I have to say that was, like I said, probably my best comeback in a pressure situation
in a long time.
Yep, for sure. You love to win championship games. It's not often that you come from that far down in a Super Bowl and actually wind up pulling it off. So I feel for Joe, but I'm really excited I was able to get the job done.
Yeah, congratulations.
All right, man. Well, thanks. Right. We're going to sign off here, and I'll post this link later.
Okay,
see
bye.
Ya. You can stay on.